G'day there, I'm Steve Mack from the Australian Pink Floyd Show, and we're here at the Tower Theatre in Philly with Music Radar, and today we're going to be looking at my guitar rig and equipment, bits and bobs, and what I use for the show. And I'm going to start off here with my main guitar, which is my Fender Strat. It's pretty standard, apart from I've changed the pickups to some noise cancelling Seymour Duncan pickups because of the lights and lasers create a whole lot of interference, so we have to use those. I've also added to it a Roland VG8 style pickup because I do use that for some sounds, not many but a few, and it's very convenient for that purpose. The electronics are pretty standard. I've modified a few things, but I get a lot of versatility. But this guitar is special to me because David Gilmour has actually played it. We're lucky enough to perform for him at his 50th birthday party, and he joined us on stage, and he's played this, so it's very special indeed for me. And I've still kept the strings and pick. But anyway, we'll move on now and look at some other stuff. Cheers. Okay, onto the racks now. This is basically where all my individual stomp box pedals are housed. They're all switched via a series of MIDI switches, so they're all in loops when needed and not when they're not needed. So you get a nice direct, clean guitar signal, so you don't lose that. They suck the tone otherwise. Basically, I've got this is a compression drawer. Really, it's got some MXR script logo Dynacomps. That's an original 70s one. That's a reissue. I use them for different sounds depending on the venue, different days. There's the Boss CS2 compressor, which has obviously been with David Gilmour for many years. All of these have actually. There's the Colour Sound Power Boost, which is a great pedal. That's great for just adding a bit of bite, tone or warmth to your guitar sound. Then I've got in there's a Sovtek Big Muff, which is David Gilmour used that through the sort of 90s. There's also an Ibanez compressor, CP9. That's like a limiter really. It's a great piece of kit. Another power boost, and then we've got some Pete Cornish. There's a Pete Cornish P1 and Pete Cornish P2 in there, different fuzzers. That's kind of an early fuzz from like Animals era. That's the P2's more of the momentary lapse type era, division bell. Of course the Butler BK tube driver, which is fantastic as well for adding warmth and size. And that one there I've got, there's a Pete Cornish SS2, which is a kind of like an overdrive pedal. That's lovely for sustain, really nice pedal, that one. And there's a Boss VF1 in there, which is kind of like a multi-effect. That's like a Swiss Army knife for me. I use that when I'm struggling to get the right things. That kind of does make a lot of solutions for different sounds. Then I go into my modulation, which I've got, that's actually the circuit of a script logo, Phase 90 MXR. Then I've got a Electric Mistress Deluxe and an Electric Mistress 18 volt version, which is the sort of early 70s version. Then I've got a current MXR flanger, which is great for some of the stuff off of the wall, I find, for certain things. Just seeing all the dust on it there. There you go. I've also got the old CS2, and there's a Microvibe Voodoo Lab, and also a Jim Dunlop Univibe in there for certain sounds. Then the second rack here we go into, I use a mixing desk, digital mixing desk, to blend everything together. I also use an Art SGX, it's like a valve guitar preamp, which is very handy as well. The whole system's a hybrid between modern stuff and old vintage stuff, because I'm trying to cover 4 decades of David Gilmour's sounds, so you need to get all the gear ready to do it as authentic as possible. I also use for delays is a Lexicon PCM70, which basically emulates a Binson Echo-Rec 2, and that does a reasonably good job. I've got a Binson Echo-Rec, but it doesn't twirl very well, so that's far more reliable. Okay, we're going to move on to amplifiers now. Okay, this is the engine room really, the amps. Basically I've got some modified dual Showmans, Fender Twin. The preamp circuit of the dual Showman is the same as the alembic preamp that David Gilmour uses. He uses them with a high watt like power amp slave, and I've had these modified so that the output stage is the same as a high watt power amp, so it's cunningly disguised really to do that. And also I mic up the Fender Twin speakers, which are quite bright and have got that Fender brittleness to them. And then I've also got the high watt crescendo quad boxes, which have got a lot more warmth and body to them. So it's run in stereo, so there's 4 mics on there. They all go into the mixing desk and they're mixed accordingly, so the blend depends on the sound I'm after. Sometimes it's just the combos, sometimes it's the quad box, sometimes it's all 4 and different blends. And those are blended in conjunction with a stereo set of Leslie speakers, which are these models here. They basically have the horn section, which is probably the most predominant part of the Leslie really. So all 6 of those are blended in through the mixing desk, and hopefully it sounds somewhere in the region of a David Gilmour guitar sound. And that's the objective. Yeah, so hopefully if you come and see a show you can let us know what you think. But that's it. There we have it. Okay, let's check out some sounds. This is the famous riff from Shine On. This is the pedal board obviously. We've got this once again is a VG8, but I basically use that as a controller. So it's really these pedals which these buttons here access all of the different sounds that I've stored. I use about 100 different sounds for the show, and that's how I access them. One of the main pedals I use is this one down here, which is it's a Pete Cornish, it's an Orca. He's actually built 4 of these. David Gilmour has 3 and I have 1, and this one is it serves several purposes. It's a guitar input switcher, it's a line driver, it also has a bit of an EQ stage in it, which just alters the tone of the guitar, and it also does the whale sound for the middle of echoes. But just this is just one sound in there, which is for the Shine On, but I'll play this one now, so have a crack at this one. So that's just one example. Everything's turned down at the minute for the camera's sake, and just another one we'll go to is just to show the Orca pedal, what it does. If I can remember where the sound is, there it is. Make a few adjustments on the old guitar.